What's up? Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is Tom from Twins Daily, doing something a little bit different. I'd usually do a series review around now, but it was only 2-game series in Detroit. One of the games got rained out today on Sunday here. So I'm going to try something different. Twins 10 is what I'm going to call this. Just going to quick rip through 10 Twins topics. Some of them are going to be about this most recent series, but let's just get right into it. So speaking of which, the Twins left 16 men on base in their 7-3 loss to Detroit Saturday. That was one shy of the team record. 16 men left on base in that game. Just awful. The Twins were 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position in that game. So that is number one. Number two, let's stick on the with runners in scoring position topic. The Twins rank 20th in batting average with runners in scoring position. They rank 27th in on-base percentage with runners in scoring position and 18th in slugging percentage. So they are near the bottom of the league in all those. I mean, it's not all that surprising. They have one of the worst records in baseball. They're going to be low in those numbers, but if there's anything that needs to happen, especially offensively, they just need to start delivering in these with runners in scoring position situation. Number three, again, talking about something that happened in this Detroit series, Jose Berrios did not look his best at all. I think he only had one strikeout in his start against Detroit. Really struggled with his command, but taking a look at his numbers right now, Jose Berrios currently has career highs in K percentage, ground ball percentage, ERA, WHIP, FIP, XFIP, SIERA. Most any stat you can find Jose Berrios, is having on pace to have a career high in those rate stats. So he's actually off to a pretty good start, even with that performance that wasn't great. And I mean, he didn't look great, but actually his numbers from that start weren't too bad. Moving on to number 4, let's talk about Rocco Baldelli. Some excellent information provided from Aaron Gleeman of The Athletic, pointing out that no, Rocco Baldelli really isn't pulling his starters earlier than anybody else in baseball. In fact, the Twins are in the top 5 in both innings pitched and pitches per start since Rocco Baldelli took over in 2019. So now, it is true that baseball has changed quite a bit, and basically every team is pulling their starters a little bit earlier than they had in previous. Even you go back 5 years from now, it was a bit different. But a lot of people think he's going off the spreadsheets or going off whatever the people like to rip Rocco for being an analytics guy, but. If that's true, I don't know. He must have different analytics than 25 other teams in baseball or whatever, because he's leaving guys out there longer than most other teams. Number 5, we're going to talk bullpen. I mean, you can't really talk about this Twins team, this Twins season without going to bullpen. The next few topics here are going to be bullpen related. But number 5, Tyler Duffey. It's I think it's gone under the radar a little bit how bad he's been, because there's been other guys, kind of stumbling in higher leverage situations or at the end of games. So they've been a little bit more high profile. But Duffey, 9 walks in 11 1/3 innings pitched. Nobody's going to get the job done doing that. And he's allowed 5 of his 7 inherited runners to score this year. So his ERA doesn't show that stuff. You don't get an earned run for when you allow an inherited runner to score. But that's obviously a big thing about being kind of a stopper, a middle reliever, is you're going to be expected to come in with guys on a fairly regular basis. And Duffey's been really good at that of late. The previous 2 seasons in 2020 and 2019, Duffey had allowed just 6 of his 33 inherited runners to score. So again, 6 of 33 in those 2 years combined. Now it's 5 of 7 so far this year. So that's 71% of his inherited runners have scored this year versus 18% from the previous 2 years. It's just it's not just even if you expected some regression from some of these bullpen guys, this is extreme. Number 6, I do want to mention Shane Greene. A lot of people have been kind of holding out hope. Hey, this is a guy who's been a reliable reliever. He's a free agent still. Nobody signed him yet. He signed to return to Atlanta. Darren Wolfson of KSTP, who, Scoop, he lives up to that name of his podcast. You should be following him. He gets the details on stuff on a very regular basis. He reported that the Twins were willing to go higher, but Greene desired to go back to Atlanta. I mean, it's easy to see why. That's a good team with a very deep bullpen. He's pitching for his next contract, really, at this point. So he's trying to get into a situation where he can help a team win. He can pitch well. He can be comfortable. And him being in Atlanta last year, that's kind of the ideal situation for him. You think of it the opposite. If you're looking at the Twins, it's a team off to a bad start, and everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. So it's a team off to a bad start, and the bad start is the bullpen has been a big reason for that. So he'd be kind of looked at as this like savior. So it's a lot more pressure than just being a dude in Atlanta's bullpen. Number 7, Alex Colome. We're going to talk about him. He's pitched 4 scoreless innings and held opponents to a 421 OPS in 3 outings in May. It's COLO-MAY this month. I stole that from Hayden from Twinkie Town, but I like it. That was clever. So COLO-MAY, hey, maybe he's going to turn it around. We'll see. Number 8, still sticking with the bullpen, Hansel Robles. He's hit 98 miles per hour twice so far this season, and his ugly 2020 was mostly due to a 1.5 mile per hour drop in velocity of his fastball. So that's encouraging. He sat 97.2 in 2019. That was his really good season where he was a closer for the Angels. So to see him sort of start to gain some velo, that's a positive sign. So hopefully he's also kind of getting back to where he was back in 2019 again. Number 9, we're going to switch over to sort of some guys in the lineup. Jorge Polanco, another positive here. In his last 9 games, Polanco is hitting .344 with a .417 on base percentage and a .719 slugging percentage. That's a 1.135 OPS. So Jorge Polanco, who I kind of drug through the mud on a recent video where I said I'm not really all that confident in him turning things around because he'd been so bad for so long. But maybe this is all ankle. His ankles are finally healed up and feeling good. Hopefully, fingers crossed. He's not going to keep this up, what he's done over 9 games. But if he can just sort of be, closer to where he was in 2019, that would be absolutely huge. And then number 10, last one, we're going to kind of swing the opposite way. And Nelson Cruz is 40 years old. He's going to be under the microscope because it's not going to last forever. It's just not. That's not how it works. And in his last 9 games, Nelson Cruz is hitting .200 with a .293 on base percentage. And maybe the weirdest thing to me is a .286 slugging percentage. That's a .578 OPS. Again, that's only been 9 games. Not a big deal. Baseball players go on slumps, mini slumps. I'm not concerned about him yet. But like I said, he's 40. Father Time catches up to everybody. Nobody outruns Father Time. It's going to happen eventually. Maybe he retires before it happens. Maybe this is the beginning. I don't know. I wouldn't want to speculate that that's the case, but anytime I see him have a stretch that's not very good, I think, oh boy, is this happening? Because it's going to. He's defying the odds. And yeah, so a .578 OPS in his last 9 games. Obviously, that could turn around with one monster game in his next outing. Hopefully, maybe this rainout, this postponement will help him. They're off today. They're off tomorrow, Monday. They had a scheduled off day. So maybe a couple days back to back. Again, he's 40. He's been playing almost every day. Hopefully that helps him get pointed the right direction. So again, thank you for checking this out. This has been Tom, Twins 10. Let me know what you think about this. Just ripping through 10 topics real quick. And what are your takes on any of these topics? I want to know. If we discussed anything that you have a feedback on, definitely I would like to read about it. And if you have other items that you've noticed, other kind of interesting trends or stats that you want to throw out, or just even concerns or questions, definitely throw those in the comments. Again, thanks for checking this out. We'll talk again soon.